This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
I am here at Naperville Central with head coach Brown of the boys and girls tennis team, but we're concentrating on boys right now. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Good to be here.
So first thing I want to start with was last year, 6th place in state, best since 2004 for this team. Kind of what was your feeling afterwards, and did they exceed your expectations at all?
Going in, we had hoped to be top 10 last year, so a 6th place finish was really good for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think some players in the state lineup wish they had finished a little bit higher. I know others exceeded their expectations, so together the team was able to get 6th place. We did that with 3 qualifiers without our second doubles team, who couldn't make it out of our sectional, which was one of the toughest sectionals in the state. So they probably would have been able to score 5 or 6 points for us as well, which would have put us up into contention for, say, 3rd place.
Is the sectional almost seem tougher than state sometimes?
It can, because I think there's more on the line at sectionals.
Mm-hmm.
Actually making it to the state tournament, and so if you don't have your best day, you're not even going to play at the state tournament, and there's a lot of pressure. I think there's a lot more pressure at the sectionals in that qualifying round than there is during some of the matches at the state tournament.
So you can say what you did last year and what you might do this year. What do you try to do to kind of calm their nerves when they get to that spot in the season?
We kind of talk a lot about continuous improvement throughout the season and focusing on things that they can control. And obviously the gravity of the match and the pressure of the match is something that isn't really in their control. So we just focus on the things that we've worked on all season long and try to put together, whether it's singles or doubles, a good plan for the match. And then really we're just going out and trying to execute the plan.
Are there any end goals you set for them that you want them to accomplish by the end of the year? It can be individually or as a team.
I ask them to set their own goals, and then we kind of discuss them, and also obviously I have certain goals for the team, and then individually or as a partnership, there's certain things that I want them to improve on, whether it's their serves, returns, patience, discipline, patterns, whatever it is. We set goals for them to have improvement in their own game.
This has got to be one of the most talented rosters you've had coming into the season,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Since we returned everybody from the state lineup last year, and half of the second doubles team, which didn't qualify but was worthy of probably a top 25 finish had they qualified. And then we've added a freshman this year who's a really talented player, an experienced player. So we have high goals for ourselves this year, and I know the guys really worked hard in the off season to get prepared for this year.
Having so much, I guess you could say, hype coming into a year with so much talent, how do you, I don't know if the word's humble them, but make sure they're not looking ahead to the end of the year and concentrating each tournament, each practice?
They're pretty good at it, I will say, and it's something that we take it match by match, just one match at a time, and there's certain benchmarks, so to say, throughout the season that we're looking to hit. So like we have goals for this weekend. We're traveling to play in a tournament this weekend, and we have goals just for this weekend, and I try to keep them focused on what's our goal for the week, what's our goal for the next match, when's the next big match, things like that, and that the state tournament, the sectionals and stuff like that is just another match that happens to culminate the end of the year, but it's just part of the long race.
Now it's going to be kind of, I guess you could say, hot this weekend. Is there any different things you guys work on in practice for different types of weather, when it's cold or warm, or more hydration? Anything?
Just staying hydrated, really, and keeping the electrolytes up. And I think it's important, even in cold weather. I see people cramp in cold weather a lot because they don't feel like they're sweating as much, but they still are losing water and losing sweat. So, cramping's an issue when you're playing 3 or 4 matches a day. Guys will have to play 4 matches tomorrow, which is pretty tiring, especially if some of them it's going to be 80 degrees. And so staying hydrated and obviously keeping the electrolytes up is important.
And it's gonna be windy. That can really knock you out too. That makes you
Yeah,
more tired.
that's spring tennis though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's either, cool and no wind, 40 degrees, 45 degrees and no wind, or it's, 75 and 30 mile an hour wind. So those are the two types of weather that you get for spring tennis. Much different than
Pick your
girls
poison.
tennis.
Yeah.
Right? Girls tennis is like paradise.
Well, you kind of just led me in my next question. Now you're coaching the girls team as well. How's that transition been, being able to juggle both?
Good. I mean, obviously with the fall and the spring seasons, they're very different seasons. Taking over a program from Coach Bonet that has a lot of success and is kind of rich in tradition and also, it's a total program that he ran and that I was able to be the JV coach for several years and learn, his philosophies and things like that. So they're very different, the two seasons, and I try to keep the traditions from the program that Coach Bonet built. And again, I'm trying to maintain the traditions and build some of my own that Coach Harris had before me. So he built the program, and a lot of the things that he built are still in place.
This team this year, I know it's very similar to last year's team, but what do you think is the most different about this year's team?
We've switched things up a little bit here early in the season. We'll see how it goes. I've got Bill on the doubles court, and so he's played 3 years on the singles court and had a great career on the singles court. We've got him playing doubles this year, so that's a little bit different, and our doubles lineup has a different look. So I think that's the biggest thing, having a freshman come in and play in the sectional lineup in a double spot. There's a learning curve there, so we're trying to help him learn how to move about a doubles court and make decisions on a doubles court that are different than a singles court.
Now for yourself, how did you get into coaching?
I've been playing tennis my whole life and always coaching, and I coached throughout college and on and off early in my career. When I switched careers and became a science teacher here at Naperville Central, then I jumped into coaching here at the school, and also as a tennis professional outside of school. I'd work after schools on the weekends, and then switched out of the teaching career and now opened up an indoor tennis club, the 5-Star Tennis Center down in Plainfield. And so I've kind of been coaching my whole life. My mom was a tennis coach for 35 years, and so it's kind of it's a family thing. Yeah, my dad's a football coach, so everybody in the family does, absolutely.
How do you use your experiences from your playing days and still playing to help them during matches?
I think that I learned so much more about playing when I began coaching, and some of the stuff I wish I knew when I was playing, just about discipline and patterns and putting yourself in a position to be successful by the decisions you make on the court. And so we talk a lot about that, when in their matches and getting themselves prepared for matches, and being in a position to be successful.
Scenario: one tennis tournament major, it can be anywhere you want in the world, and a matchup you'd want to see if you could do it. It could be old-time players, anybody.
Oh, if I could actually...
Yeah, if you could watch it. It could be guys that are retired, gone, yeah. Or it could be to current ones.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Women, guys, either one.
I don't know, let's put an old-timer against a new... So let's say like a Borg-Federer matchup.
Where
I would love to see. Let's do it at the U.S. Open.
Okay. Have you been to any of them?
Yeah, I've been to the U.S. Open.
Okay.
So,
where at?
In New York, yeah.
And then, I don't know if you'd say Wimbledon. A lot of people feel like that's like the dream. It's like the Masters of for golf, and then Wimbledon.
I would like to see it at the U.S. Open. Yeah. That would probably
Who'd
be
win
where
that?
I'd like to see that. Oh, two way different styles. I mean, it's two different eras, two different games.
He's still
I'd
going,
say Federer would win it, but
he's never going to stop. He's Tom Brady. He never stops.
Right? Yeah.
Well, good luck this weekend.
Right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hopefully this team can take you guys above 6th and you got a lot of talent. Let's see where you guys can finish at.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.